Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to some more Foundation. This week we are going to go ahead and be working on a new little village off in the mountains to the west side of the screen there. I do want to go over a little bit that I did between episodes, basically trying to make this a stable city-state, and that seems to be a pretty hard thing to do because you're constantly getting immigration, and then you need constant growth. So what you need to do is kind of turn off immigration for a bit. That way your population has a chance to just stabilize and just kind of chill at its current level. That's what I'm going to be doing for this episode. I don't think we're going to be gaining too many citizens, which is fine. From a job standpoint, we have pretty much all the jobs filled except for this big swath of luxury goods. And that's something I really want to fix this episode, because we need to start making necklaces, we need to start trying to find gems, we need to start making gold. That's kind of like the last trade resource that we need. And that will kind of finish getting us ready to make the monastery. In between episodes, you guys will see this little village, this little mountaintop village. It's grown rather nicely. We have a lot more homes over here. They're providing a decent amount of services, some food, some areas like this. And this kind of gives us a good, solid foundation to work on the monastery that's going to go over here on this little peak. We're not doing that today. I decided to push that back by an episode or so before we hop down into that kind of life. So we'll just kind of get started on some other things that are around that we kind of need to do. The city is still kind of pretty much functional. I would say it's struggling a little bit to just get all the goods centralized in this area because of all the other buildings being constructed left and right elsewhere. So first thing, I went ahead and bought land out to here. And the reason I did that is, if you look, we have a lot of berries in this area, and I wouldn't mind trying to capitalize on that to get a decent amount of them being gathered. We actually have 4 here, and then the additional 2 up there. And I think if we build probably 4 gatherers' huts in this area, and then maybe a couple fishing, we can supplement our fish, because right now, I think we're pretty good on bread. Berries is pretty kind of low, considering it's kind of like the easiest food to get, and fish is kind of getting low as well. So that's something I want to look at expanding. And so let's hop into it. Just like most of our villages, I'm going to start with a wonderful well. I don't know why I told them to build that, but that's fine. And then we'll hop into the monument section and get a market up and going. I feel like you guys have seen me build so many markets that it's getting a little, I don't want to say like repetitive in a way, but like you guys kind of already know how to set up a village. And so depending on the looks of these, let's do something like this. So they'll be eating berries for the most part in this area, and fish. But I will introduce probably bread, so we'll have like a final stall, say, over here. I think that's okay. And now we can go ahead and put some coverings on. Come on, rotate this way, please. Thank you. Cool. So that'll work for our little market there. We'll detail it out just to give it some extra bonus, some more influence, because that's always handy to have. Maybe a little bit of a bench here, with like some crates surrounding it. That should suffice. A little bit of a signage for food, so that they know kind of where to go. And then maybe signage for goods just here in the corner, like that. All right, cool. So that'll be our little market square for this village. And from here, what I might do is actually, let's go ahead and build a lordly manor too. because it's kind of far away. They might need a little bit more of their own governmental office in a way. So we'll kind of centralize that over this way. And I don't know why the snap point on that's not central. There we go. Give it a bit of a tower, right? Something cool. Maybe like a flat extension on one side. And we can do... I think we can do a couple banners. They can look nice. Bit of a door. Could start mixing in some of these as well, but... Okay. And then... maybe it has kind of its own tax collector guy off to the side there. Due to the terrain, I'm going to be moving this a little bit just so it sits a little bit more flat. So we'll move it, say, over that way. There we go. That's not too bad. That'll be a good little manor home. And they're also going to need their own church because... you know, it'll just be a nice rustic church. Rustic churches are kind of like the staple. I kind of reserve the standard churches for cities, for the most part. But it's not going to need anything too fancy. I don't think we're going to put the bell tower like right in front like that. I'm going to change out that door for one of these. Okay. And then we'll just add a few extensions onto it. Let me just back here on the far side, and then maybe a little bit of stone on the end. That should be alright. Don't need any of these decoration pieces. So that's good. We need to get a granary up. And we can do that kind of, maybe buy these barrels so that we can store these berries and the fish. So speaking of fish, we need to get the fisherman's hut in here too. No bridge in this area, so we can just stick two fisherman's huts here beside each other. Kind of like that. Maybe get them a little bit more into the water, just so the boats can launch. Okay. That's good. So now we need some gathering huts. 1. 2. 3. How's our happiness right now? Our happiness is about 70. It's not going too well back at the main city, it looks like. We're missing a lot of homes. Well, really 7 homes, but people are kind of short on food right now. We're kind of having to buy a lot of food. And so that's one of the main reasons we are out here doing this. We might need 2 granaries now that I think about it, because if we want to stockpile food here, let's go ahead and attempt to actually do so. Feel like I got a log, building complete windmill, cool. Got promotions coming in, but I don't really have time to deal with that. I need to really increase my trade bonus again. Okay. Cooperage, no. We can get a windmill. Kind of along the water, because we could do some farmland. Maybe 1 bakery. Gonna back this way. Should look fine. And then I guess I'm going to need some wheat farms. So we can kind of stick one out here. We'll start with one, and we'll see how that goes. And then we'll get one final gathering hut up here by these bushes as well. So that should be that. Now we can start with... what is creating a big negative space here? I guess maybe the tax collector, is that it? Yes. Maybe we can't have the tax collector at the start, because that's really gonna affect the living space here. Might not though, but I kind of want to build everything first, and then we'll kind of decide. So we'll kind of come out this way. Lovely, we'll get some extraction points set up for these. And we'll go ahead and just start construction. So I think getting the market and the well up early, really important. And then probably church, because that's another thing people are going to go back for. And we should be good to go there. All right. Times 3 speed. We're a little short on money. We're going to have to send a military expedition out, I believe, here. I increased our total military count, by the way, up to 20 soldiers. So we can actually do the extremely difficult. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that so you guys can kind of see the rewards. You can get like blueprints on these, which is kind of interesting. Blueprints are researched by your bailiff, and they give you additional structures to place. I don't know how many blueprints there are or how many variations they will provide long term, but let's go ahead and send these 20 soldiers out. They're a bit of a drain on our food anyway, so you know, it's fine, I think, to kind of let them go out often. We have a lot of buildings being completed here, and because of that, I'm going to turn on immigration again, because we're going to need some more people to fill in these jobs that are kind of opening up here. Yeah, yep. We're pretty much at 100% job capacity. And all the knights are gathering up here at the old village center. Like, watch how many... whoa, look at how big that army is. Pretty scary. We have 3 knights now, too. Not just soldiers. So it's pretty cool. Happiness. It's going up a little bit. You know, luckily we're not in a rainstorm right now, or else food would be a bigger issue. I had one a little bit ago, so... hopefully we will be free for a little bit of that. It's month 148, week 3, day 1. Got a bakery being made. We got a windmill up here that's just made. We're getting some more people. Good. I'm trying to spread out our bakeries a little bit, because what's going to happen is, due to all of the villages out in the kind of outskirts, not being able to produce some food themselves, they're having to kind of take food from the village center and bring it back. That's fine, but at the same time, because they're not quite 100% self-sufficient, it can create a little bit of an issue. I don't know if you guys do this as well. We got homes that are kind of like floating, so I kind of use low stone walls to kind of seal them in and make it flush to the terrain. Like, say, like this farmhouse, right? Using a little bit of a stone wall here to make that look nice. You can even do that around windmills. I think that's like a pretty cool thing to do in the game. You can even add it to like I went ahead and added it along our main stone wall, so it has like a heavier footer. Creates a little bit of a shadow line going across there, so they look a little bit more fortified. So we're still kind of missing homes. Understandable, but happiness is going back up to 83%, which is good. I find one thing that to be really frustrating about Foundation, and that is this. It's your village center. You can't move this at any time. It's forever at the starting location. And I'm pretty sure when people go to free time, they come down here and hang out. Now, like, that's fine for this village, but that village has to walk all the way down the hillside, come down here for their free time. Like, why? Like, why is that the way they do it? It's kind of frustrating, to be honest. I kind of wish you could have multiple town centers for different areas. By the way, we are getting some marble now with that in one of those new villages. So we're adding in some of these statues, finally. In fact, I'm gonna pause this. No, it's paused. It really shouldn't be being worked on right now, but who knows? Because I really want to prioritize some other structures first. This is the new marble mine village. Yeah, you can keep our troops with you. We're gonna get an 80% chance for like a unique reward at the end of this, though. So we're studying an unknown blueprint currently. Which is fine. Alright, so let's get some more bakers. Some cheesemakers more online, because we have plenty of milk lying around. I added an additional kitchen to the tavern so that we can get more meals made, which is providing actually a pretty big economic incentive. Like last week, we made almost 3,000 gold just from the tavern meals. So tavern meals is a big money maker in the village. Our expenses, like, oh, okay, they're a little high. 8,000 coins a week, but we sell 9,000 worth, right? We also pay 2,400 in taxes. We collect 250 of our own taxes. So, you know, we are making it out on top, finally. Again, you know, now that we've, you know, we spent so much money on all these big churches and stuff. Ooh, Legacy Rustic Church. What is this? I guess this is from, like, an old version of the game. Wow. It's all wooden. That's pretty cool. I might build one of those near the monastery. You know, we'll go ahead and like work on that. Another thing that we got from the blueprints is we got a decorative piece. It's these here, and they are knight statues. And it looks like they provide just a straight up splendor bonus in a certain area. So we're gonna be trying to maybe work some of these in. You know, try and get this area a little bit more higher land value, things like that, right? I might build a little bit of a well, tuck back in here too. All right, extreme. Okay, so this is the final one. 80% chance for weapon. So once we complete this, you guys will see how much money you're gonna make from doing these extremely difficult missions. Now I'm sending 20 people. I don't know. I could probably get away with maybe 15 doing these missions, but I kind of want to do a little bit of an overkill just to make sure to, you know, secure that victory. So your guys' mileage may vary. Okay, we're getting some more people in. So bring that bakery online, and still waiting for that cheese maker. The reason I'm bringing some of these bakeries, like I built a windmill out here and added this bakery, which needs the small... I might be able to get away with a tavern wall here because the tavern wall is a bit taller. Now the little roof flanges, not quite as big of a fan of, but since it's taller, it can kind of reach those bigger gaps a little bit better than the default stone wall. So that looks fine. How's our little village out in the sticks doing, huh? Let's go ahead and get start construction on all this stuff too. Right? We'll do Lord Manor last. Good. So we got some gathering huts already up here. I need to extend the extraction to these berries too. And hopefully with their walking distance being so short to these actual berries, they'll be able to harvest them really quick and then go out after this one that's kind of stuck in the woods there. At least that's what I'm kind of hoping for. This will be like a big berry production enterprise over there, you know? So you'll see that I use a lot more of these menus now, like the workplace list, the villager list. These are pretty nice to have so you can kind of pinpoint who's happy, who's not happy. You can sort by job, you can sort by happiness. You can go down straight, like so, like these guys. I don't know why some of our market tenders here are just become so unhappy. Like, we can watch him for a little bit. So he's going to the church, you know, to fill up his needs there. And now he's happy. So, like, you know, they get, like, borderline, I want to leave the village, and then they kind of chill out for a bit again. It's kind of weird. I kind of wish, like, how in Banished, they bring supplies back to their home. I kind of wish they did that to help kind of make it so where they don't have to go to the market as often. They buy like a little bit more than they need and they bring some back every time. And then when they use that up, they do it again. Oh, okay, so we got quest complete. 5,800 gold. You can see our gold is up to 10,000 right now. 119 bread, 47 iron, 55 tools, 14 jewelry, 10 spear, 23 polished stone, and 1 new unknown blueprint. So we'll start researching on the next blueprint now. And your bailiff just does that. No big deal there. Happiness kind of dipped down a little bit, but it's okay. From an overall perspective, it's kind of like these water and some food and some homes, which will kind of get sorted out over time. Nice. So it's kind of funny, like we're building this village right now, though I wanted to make this one a little bit more about the gold mine. So let's go ahead and start maybe laying this out too. Let's see if we can lay out 2 villages and build maybe just one of them this episode. So I'm going to... There's 2 gold mines here. I'm going to probably use the left one first, and if we need more gold, we'll bring the right one online too. Well, market. Always like to have the markets around the wells. I think that's just, it kind of cements the town center feel. I don't know if it does that to you guys. Definitely does to me though. And so we can even do... This place is so far, we might have to have like an additional vendor for food. Just so they can kind of not have one person be away and then just no food in this area, if that makes sense. gears. There we go. I can kind of turn it sideways. That just might look better. I'm gonna turn this 180 this way so we can kind of keep the slope. Yeah. I think that's good. And this one will turn like that. Okay. Some barrels, not too many, I don't think. On this one. Just like one bench by the well. So that's a nice little market. Get some food signs up, get some good stalls. I kind of wish there were more goods in the game, because right now it's only clothes, so I kind of wish there's an additional need item there besides clothes. That might be a little bit more for an advanced purpose, but currently I don't think we have any, unless honey or something counts as that. I'm not sure. Alright, so we're kind of getting a little bit of a job shortage. Let's go down to our windmills, making sure we have one person at one of the new windmills. Bring on the new wheat farm. Actually, no, don't bring that online yet. How else we doing? Market tender, good stall. We need to bring that online. Always need to be having like shirts and stuff for sale. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this online. Berries. We're doing bread. We're doing clothes. And nothing in luxury yet. And the final food stall will be fish, because we will have fisheries nearby. Good. Alright, so we'll slowly bring in that thing online. Let's talk about maybe getting the gold one installed. It's kind of interesting. All the mines look the same, which is a little meh, but it's alright. I'm gonna hide the wheel on this one and get like a big crane look on it, since you can kind of clip these in, right? Maybe a few carts waiting. Okay, a rock holder. I don't know if that's new, but I kind of want to stick some here, just as like a little fake barrier. It's not really a great tall thing, so you can't really hardly even notice it. So that's going to create some negative influence on that side, so most of the buildings are going to be over here, but I might build a rustic church up on this hill just to kind of offset it a little bit. Let's point it towards the town center. Boom. Something small. Don't really need a big one for this area. Should suffice. Food-wise, they don't produce their own food. They don't really have a way to do so. So we might have to get a couple farms up here. So maybe one there and another one kind of at the outskirts. And because of that, we're going to need our own granary. I might put the granary closer to here. It looks a little industrial. It might fit to be closer to the mine. And with that, I think this is all pretty much set up to be built. Not gonna do like a town hall here unless it feels like they aren't able to grow well. So we'll go ahead and start building all that too. Look at some logs. Okay, we're getting some people into the village. Good. So I'll start bringing on some of these gatherer huts. Long term there. Let's see if we have any more unemployed to work with. Doesn't look like it. So I'll bring on 2 gathering huts, and then I'll try and bring on these granaries so that we can start storing food, and then the fishery. Okay, we're gaining population real quick by doing this, it looks like. Anytime you add a new village, this is kind of how quickly things can kind of expand in your neighborhood. Good, we're producing bread up here now, which is hopefully helping to keep this area fed a little bit more. We got plenty of wheat going. Might get another bread maker up here. But now, when I promote people to serfs, what's going to happen is, obviously, we're kind of out of land in this direction a little bit, so that'll be kind of interesting. Producing some cheese. This place doesn't have its own, well, it kind of does have its own dairy farm in a way. So there's one close, it's just not like super close. This bakery is not producing anything yet, really. No surprise, considering it doesn't have its own windmill kind of feeding it in a way. What about this bakery? This one's got some movement. For this cheese maker, we'll have to get this cheese maker online, and then maybe put like a dairy farm here too. This bread maker producing crap ton 52 bread. Plenty. I really love the view from up here, guys. This is why we're putting the monastery up here. Like it's gonna be absolutely beautiful once we get the monastery up. Alright, so we got more people coming in now. You know what? I might get my own a new builder's workshop out here. Need to get a couple more builders. I think we're up to, I don't know how many builders we have now, but let's check. Job. So we got one. Kind of wish this menu was a little bit easier and just gave me a straight up count. That would be good. Alright, I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Which is five total builder huts throughout the land. I think that's pretty good for us. So, you're gonna see a village up here too. Technically it's higher than the monastery up there, but I didn't like the slope. It would have been annoying to build on. So that's why I kind of opted for that flat space. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and finish up this episode. I'm going to go ahead and get these 2 villages online, so that next episode we will be starting the monastery. Trust me, I promise. It's about there. If you guys enjoyed this stuff, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness such as this. Go ahead and hit that like button. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any like city name suggestions, because this place is still unnamed, and we need to give it a name for the finale. And with that, we'll see you all in the next video.